Yo, what's up, everybody? How are you? I am back. Real Talk is back. Trust me, it's been a lot going on. So much. Can you believe it's September what? 19th? Like, that's crazy to me that it's September 19th and it's here. You know what I'm saying? It's here. Like, yo, October is right around the corner. Halloween, little kids, boogeyman, all that, everything that scares you or keeps you excited, whatever it is, what it is. I say all that to say, as my wife laughs at me when I do that I'm happy to be back. I'm blessed. I'm feeling good. I'm moving around. We're all moving around. We took a little hiatus. Everybody needs to recharge and do things of that magnitude. But let's get back to reality. This is Real Talk Chronicles. I'm your host, Bill Foster. Rochelle, what's going on, sis? I see you. Soft Illusions Art Gallery, sponsorship. Daily Arts and Survival, sponsorship. We got to talk about Reggie Wells Quality Speakers. Talk about Melba Wilson, Leon Ellis. Christina, my condolences to you and your family during this time of grieving. Malika and I send our prayers. Christina just lost her father. So let's always send prayers of healing and comforting during a time of loss. For those that don't know, this is how Real Talk Chronicles started. During the passing of my mother, I needed therapy, and I didn't know how to get it. And friends of mine, that's why Alyson Williams has she shares a podcast with me tonight, and I'm sure she'll be in tonight. We were all 8 of us was in my house, and we were cleaning up, and we just started talking about how relationships, manifest and form us from our childhood to adulthood. And I said, well, you know what? Let's get together and talk about relationships and how they're formed. If you know me, I'm a promoter at heart. I can't do anything small. Just shout out to my row house family we just had row house, and we'll talk about the HBCU schools too. Tailgating. It grew. We told people we could invite 2 people. It was 8 of us. Well, you know what happened after that. 8 turned into 16. 16 turned into 72. 72 turned into 100. So at my house, I had like 100 people once a month. So always praise. I took a pain and made it a business. And now we're here, and I'm able to converse with you all. So I appreciate that. Absolutely. Hey, Diane. Vera, with the wonderful last name, Foster. Kenny, shout out to my man, Kenny Harris. He just celebrated a birthday, his 21st birthday. Shout out, Kenny, my guy. Appreciate you. Curtis Hollis is in the building. Dana Richardson is in the building. Shout out to everybody chiming in. Yes, Sunday, you mean Saturday, Diane. Hey, Stefania's in the building. What's going on? Shout out to everybody coming back. We're back. Listen, Real Talk is back. Bang, bang, hit it. Got to get hot. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we were away. Hey, Cheryl, we were away for a while. Took a little break. Had to reboot, get things going. Life is busy, and we got to do things. And you see Malika back there working. So anyway, Alyson will be coming on shortly. So Real Talk, the first Monday of the month is Dr. Marilyn Corder. She was here, but she was supposed to do something. She had to do something with like monkeypox. So I'm sure she'll talk about that when she comes in. The first Monday of the month is Assemblyman Al Taylor. that was a holiday, so of course that didn't happen. Second Monday of the month is Dr. Marilyn Corder. The third Monday of the month, which is right now, is Alyson Williams. She'll be coming in with us. And the fourth Monday, I don't know what I've put in yet. I haven't decided. Huh? I don't know what I will put in yet. I might just go freestyle. Malika and I may just go.
Hi,
sweetie. What's going on?
a very long day at work.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
How you
just
feeling?
finished my last conference call, and here I am.
Yeah, she just chimed in, say hello to
Hi,
everybody.
everybody. Where's Allison? Where's Allie?
I don't know. We have to text her and just see what's up with her.
Okay.
You know, Allie, late for the party, tardy for the party. You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't mind talking to you if you want.
No, absolutely. Shout out to
Don't
everyone.
mind me talking to you.
You can talk to me. I don't mind you talking to me. When you're married, you'd be like, no, I don't mind. So shout out to everybody chiming in. What? So
Come over here rearranging stuff.
yeah, that's my wife. She just comes and does what she wants to do.
Coordinator.
I don't want her to do that. Oh, sorry, I didn't know she looked. You know what? We might start talking some relationship stuff anyway. I don't know. But listen, we can keep it on a serious note too. Crime has been crazy.
Ooh, yes.
Shout out Jay. Cheryl said, "Hey,
Hi, Cheryl.
crime has been, the larceny. That I still get the numbers on things that are happening in the city. Oh, they just had the African American Day Parade. I don't know. I didn't hear anything about
No, I've never been
incidents.
to. Have I? Where is that held?
In Harlem.
Okay, so I have been to that. Yes.
Okay. Hold on.
Mhm.
Well, we weren't there yesterday, so
Yeah.
Sunday we didn't. We took a break. We had to retool and regroup.
That's because we're getting old.
Bite your tongue.
Right. Speak for myself, right?
Yeah.
It was like a day to recover.
Yeah, because we hung out at the HBCU school thing, and neither one of us didn't go to a historical Black college, university.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we partied like we did. And Malika had never been.
We definitely, hence my wild hair. Yeah, this is a telltale sign that I had way too much fun this weekend. No regrets though.
That's how you got to look at
it. Kia, I see you. Hey, lady. Hey, Diana. Kia, yes. Let's talk about relationship stuff. We haven't done that in a while.
Listen. So you know what? That's the last Monday of the month. Next Monday, we're gonna do that. But we could do that right now. We could always talk about relationships. Listen, I get that. Because let me tell you something, real talk. Rest in peace to Kevin Samuels, but I was Kevin before he really kind of took it to another level. Because I was giving people the business.
You know, Kia's my longtime sister.
All right. Shout out to Kia Wesley in the building.
Yes, and we share the same anniversary.
Yes, we do.
So
yes, we do.
It's all love, and her and Antoine are doing the darn thing.
Oh, if you ask a question, listen. First and foremost, when we talk about relationships, the hardest thing is to be selfless.
Mm-hmm.
I think we don't. We let me tell you something. My friends laugh at me all the time. They used to say, "What's wrong with you?" Like at their speeches at our wedding, my friends started dogging me out. Like I was like, "What kind of shit is that?"
That was their way of showing love, right?
Yeah, they was like, "Yeah, we was always wondering what's wrong with you," because I got married late in my 50s.
Yeah.
But unbeknown to me, I didn't think that, because if you really know me, for those that really know me, I say what I say. I do.
What do they know, Bill? What do they know?
They just know I moved for Bill.
Right.
I didn't move for anybody else.
Yeah.
Then I met this young lady to my left. And, a lot of my friends and family said, "Yo, I saw how you put her ahead of you." Well, when you care about somebody, that's what happens. Some of us lose sight of that. And, we want what we want and how we want it. I want you to
I was just about to excuse myself because
this dog over
I'll
here.
Be right back.
Jesus
Miles is about to get both of us put out the house.
Yes, he is.
Wake up.
Come here, buddy. So we got to understand a lot about how we move in relationships. and what we want. I think a lot of us.
I wanted to just say hi to the people for a minute. Hi, everybody. As you were saying.
Henceforth, what I'm talking about, you put people and Tiny Dog ahead of you.
How can you just forsake this little face? He's so sweet.
Listen, that is her child.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand. I understand what it's like for a dude. You know, listen, you knew she loved him, you know, when I said something about him and she said, well, what do you want him to do, Bill? What do I want him to do? I want him to get the hell out the room.
I must be too loud. I must be laughing too loud. I disturbed his sleep. We'll be right back. Don't be making faces, Bill.
Yo, wait a minute. Kia got a question for you.
What's up, Kia?
She said, "What's your view on submission?" I want to hear this too, Kia.
What's my view on what?
Submission.
Woo-hoo.
I want to hear this.
Wait.
I'm glad you asked. Now let me stop.
I need more than this smart water for that.
Word.
Just kidding.
Exactly.
That's an excellent question.
It sure is. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I do. Well, let me just speak from my perspective. It's the only perspective I can speak from. I have always been extremely independent, just like you, Kia. Hardworking, just like you. Self-sufficient, never had to ask anyone for anyone, thank God. Earn my own money, plus a little bit more, cover the bills, plus a little bit more, and come and go as I please. When you join into a committed relationship with someone, I'm gonna
let you talk.
Not just being married, but yeah, just truly committed through and through. I do think there is a level of, I don't use the word submission. I just kind of think of like fall back a little bit or unlearning. I say that we have to unlearn certain things in order for it to work. And I still consider myself Malika, 100% through and through. And thank God I have a partner that truly supports that. But, I put him first in addition to myself.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just looked over. I thought I heard something.
I'm not going to make a decision that I think could potentially jeopardize or upset Bill. So I take his feelings into consideration. So I think from that perspective, I am submitting in a way because I'm conscious of his feelings and how he would respond to, my decisions. And from what I've observed over the last 7 years, he seems to do the same thing for me. So I hope that answered your question. Is that submission? I think it is, right?
That's called compromise.
Compromise, submission, falling back a little bit.
Tomatoes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But still being yourself. I mean, I'm a humongous advocate of women and men, still maintaining their independence. And to me, the person who, loves you should support that. Bill?
I agree. Well, she asked you, anybody.
He want to duck in.
She said compromise. Oh, no, she didn't ask me. She asked you. Okay. Kid, you asked me a question.
Directed, Malika, what do you think?
That's what she said. She said, Malika. Listen, everybody. When we talk about submission from a woman standpoint,
stay true to yourself.
It's really hard because I think a lot of times people are separated from whatever you want to call it, biases, culturally different situations. But I think from me being married to looking at single, because like I said, I'm in my 50s, my late 50s, and most of my life, I mean, when I wasn't in a committed relationship, it was different. And when I was dating, it was totally different. And I think the biggest compromise for me, first, let me just say this. Ladies, you run a relationship. You really do. No man wants to come home to an unhappy bed or if I have any gay people out here listening, nobody wants, whomever plays the feminine role, nobody wants to come home to a unhappy bed. So men compromise. Do we want to sometimes? Absolutely not. It's real talk. But we compromise because we want a safe haven, because this is supposed to be our place of sanctuary. But you know, women are emotional creatures. Men, I'm not going to say men are not. Men are definitely emotional creatures, but we think we don't react to certain things. We do. We really do. And I think for those that know me have always said that what they've seen from me with Malika is that I've put her before myself. But I say that to them, that you never saw me like anybody like or loved anybody like I love Malika. So you judging me from how I moved with people that I didn't care about. So I would never submit to them. When you care, there's a level of compromise that you want to see somebody else so happy. Now, like I said, submitting. We've had biblical people, spiritual people tell us about, women submitting to men. And listen, I don't even want to say black women. I don't know what woman today really is kind of submissive to her man. Y'all talk back. Y'all say what y'all want to say. Y'all do what y'all want to do.
True,
but to a really, it depends, to a once upon a time a disrespectful level. I think caring, like Malika and I, we've got to a point where we try not to fuss with each other. It's all about communication. But with time, that had to grow and come to that. Breadwinning. I needed a boss woman with me in my life. If I'd have had a woman that didn't make the money that I make, or wasn't trying to achieve the money that I have, vice versa, she really couldn't tell me something. I remember one time Malika and I joked, like if I was hanging out when we first started dating, at 12 o'clock, I always get a call. I was like, 12 o'clock, okay, I'm out.
Because we would always say goodnight to each other. Always say goodnight.
Yeah, true that. But then at 12 o'clock, I get a call. And then I said to her one time, I was like, yo, what's up with this 12 o'clock kind of shit? You know what I'm saying? like curfew.
Roll call, time to come in the house.
and I'm a dude that when I used to date women and before in the past, I just be like, yo, I'm out. I'll see you when I get back. But with her, I had to understand that this relationship required accountability. And that was like you know what I'm saying?
You know what? People always say don't start something that you're not going to finish, right? So you did kind of start that. Like we would talk late at night, not checking in, but just I like hearing his voice before I close my eyes. So yeah, those times when I didn't get to hear his voice because he was still out, I wanted to hear it.
And there wasn't anything wrong with that. And I think that led to me understanding that, okay, because my playing field was the bars and the clubs. And I had to understand, if you're in a monogamous relationship, that it doesn't look so right. You know what I'm saying? So I had to understand that. I had to adjust. And this is when you start understanding. I think if she would have told me, don't do this, we wouldn't be here together, because I'd have been like, knock it off. But the fact that she didn't tell me that, she let me figure it out on my own. And I think that's part of what you call love. Now, ladies, you find it a little harder to do things. When I say about kind of releasing your, you know what I'm saying? And then sometimes you get a little flip at the mouth. You know what I'm saying? And you have to
No, we don't.
But the beautiful thing is that you understand when you see it, the man about to pull that parachute and be like, yo, I don't have to put up with this anymore. Then you understand that, wait a minute, I love him enough that I don't want to do that. And I'm going to get to some kind of accountability, that part. Yes. Then yes, keep it consistent. Absolutely. Kia said that's respect. Great. Great point, Bill. Absolutely. Respect is, let me tell you something. Respect is everything, Kia. If I don't respect you, then I'm going to treat you accordingly to how I feel about you. People have to understand, if you don't respect somebody, the street, work, like I had a supervisor one time try to talk kind of slick to me. And I was like, who are you talking to, dude? And he didn't raise his voice because I've been on this job and I've heard, when I was in law enforcement, I've heard people tell me, oh, this chief yelled at me, or this lieutenant or the sergeant. There has been no boss ever yell at me. That wasn't going to happen. The reason why I say that, not because he didn't think he could do it, because he understood how I postured myself. The job was never that serious where you could talk to me less than a man. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
So if that didn't happen at work, there's killers that I know that have never disrespected me to this day and back then, because I moved a certain way. When I'm in a relationship, it's going to be the same way. I'm not going to lay down with somebody, especially this woman now, because this is where it's at, but I'm talking about going forth to get here.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me any kind of way. I don't threaten to hit her. I don't yell at her. And let's have real talk. My parents used to fuss and fight for years. I would always say to myself, that's not what I want in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Malika will tell you from the gate, whenever we've had, any time in the beginning, because our most toughest time was in the beginning of our relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, yo, let's not do the yelling thing. That's, we're both going to lose because we're not going to be together. So, like I said, respect is everything. When I go down and speak at schools, and I used to tell the young kids, guys and girls, I said, yo, you give respect to the person on the corner that'll kick your ass, more respect than you give your teacher and your parent. Why? Because you can get away with it. So let's not try to get away with things to those that we care about the most, and treat them with the same respect that we treat the person that we fear. Not that we have to fear each other, but respect is everything.
And it's also, it's all the time, right? It's not when we're together.
No, absolutely.
Or whoever it is whether we're next to each other in the same room or not. So, yeah, I was just thinking about something. Someone asked me many years ago, and they wanted to know how I handled it. So, right, obviously, everyone knows Bill knows everyone, right? Knows a lot of people.
All right, good. Keep it real. Bring it out. Yeah.
I'm keeping it real all the time.
That's it.
So, me living in New York, when I first got to New York, I knew no one. I met my coworkers and that was it. And it just started to trickle from there. But obviously when I met Bill 7 years ago, things shifted. So,
hold on. Kia, I just found a question. I'll pick that up after. Go ahead.
So the person wanted to know, how was I handling? How did I handle that? And I was just standing there sipping a glass of wine, listening to music. Bill and I were flowing, vibing, having a great time. And, it's something that had never even crossed my mind because I'm always comfortable around him, no matter if we're talking to other males, females, if he stepped aside. And in that moment, he just happened to walk away for a minute, was talking to some women. He wasn't like this on them. It wasn't doing stuff like that. He was just having a quick conversation. He was probably on his way to the bar to get us another drink. I don't know. I don't care, but it's just people's perception of things. And I guess maybe that person wasn't used to seeing a secure woman, especially a secure Black woman, be good with it.
Let me interject. I think a lot of times.
I just wanted to say that,
I submitted. No,
I told that person, and I have always maintained this, that Bill has always made me feel comfortable. I'm confident within myself and who I am. But in addition to that, you have always made me feel secure and good about what it is that we have going on, no matter who it is.
Absolutely.
And one thing I love about you, like we could be in a crowded room, no matter where we are, or outside and a ton of people. Bill will always know where I am, and vice versa. I'm watching, but I don't know if it's just you. It's just his nature. And I love seeing him look at me, across the room and wink his eye, just to let me know, I see you. Got my eye, you're not alone. That's something that's been consistent throughout. So keep doing that.
Well, yeah. I mean,
like
the
that.
bottom line is I'm always going to protect what I feel is mine or that I love. You know what I'm saying? So to get to Kia's point, Kia said marriage is work, Bill. Do you find it easy being selfless? I think love makes it easy. I think respect makes it hard. If people don't respect each other, then I'm going to treat you how I feel about you, and that's really real. Like I honestly love and respect Malika. You understand what I'm saying? And I say that because we're different. We're very different. As much as we are equal, like and alike, we are very different. Like I'm fast, she's slow.
Hey, I'm not slow.
When I'm saying slow, I'm just talking about
Stop with that. I'm giving him all these compliments and he calls me slow.
No, but see, when I say slow, I don't mean slow and
slow.
I don't mean slow. I'm just saying but when it comes to
you are a New Yorker through and through.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm a New York minute dude. Malika
1,000 times over.
Now, but when it comes to this computer, we were just laughing about this today. Like when it comes to the computer, I'm slow. I'm like, and Malika's and I'm like, well, go ahead, do it. You know what I'm saying? But that's when you have to know who each other is.
Right.
But I think a lot of times when people have to honestly find out if they really love somebody. You know what I'm saying, Kia? I say that because people move differently. Like when women are submissive to men, the Bible says it, and a lot of things say it. We've all taught and seen it. But what are you submitting to? Are you submitting to a knucklehead? Nah. Are you submitting to a dude that is the boss? Like I've always said, I could have never been the breadwinner. And when I say breadwinner, I'm not talking about I make more money than you. I'm talking about you not work and I make money and then I take care of you. It's a problem. We wouldn't even talk. You really be like my bed warmer. Really, that's real talk. But because there's a respect and there's a communication and there's a want to be here. You know what I'm saying? Malika and I always said to each other, we're both only children. So when we butt heads, we're butting heads. You know what I'm saying? We've always said to each other, we don't have to be with each other. We want to be with each other. And that's the key. People got to understand, do you want to be with somebody? You don't want to be with somebody. That's where this shit gets a little different. Like we build together. I have no problem saying Malika upgraded me, just like she'll say Bill has upgraded her. You understand what I'm saying? But upgraded to what extent without being disrespectful? Like, yeah, we build together. We're not talking about, but see, some people have a problem with the word upgrade. When the song came out, I didn't like the shit. Let me upgrade you. Wait a minute. But you upgrade me from what? Putting my shoes in the closet. I'm not saying her. I'm just talking about in general, being facetious. But women gravitate to songs because they want to be treated like those songs. And you thinking you that boss chick. And I'm not talking to you specifically, Kia. I'm just talking about because you family. But I'm just talking about in general. If you're not that boss, then don't try to be a boss. Malika knows what I have always saying. People do what they're supposed to do. You know what I'm trying to say? Like a lot of times people get caught up in shit and you're trying to change somebody, but are you trying to change yourself? People that know me, and I'll yield back to Malika, people always say, yo, I see a difference in you. You didn't know me to know how I treat somebody that I really love. So you didn't see shit. You just saw a perception. You saw a person that you had a perception of. And now what you see is me walking with someone. All before you saw how I moved by myself, and you might have saw me look back at somebody and be like, come on. Yeah. Anybody knows I'm sure she kept handsome guys on her hip. I had pretty women on my hip all the time. And it was what it was and how it was. But you know what? I've had more problems with the prettiest of women that you may, and people that on TV that you may see now to stuff, and their problems. Just like she may have dated people that are famous. You date people famous don't mean that just because they're pretty or famous, they got more problems than Perry Mason on a Tuesday night. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I ain't dating nobody ugly. Let's not get this shit twisted. But let me date somebody I love that's pretty than date somebody that they think they just too pretty for me. You know?
I was just thinking about, and I've said this to you in the past, like we really like each other. Like,
absolutely.
I'll say, I like this dude. I like him. I love him, but I really like him. Like, I like being with him. So I understand why other people like being around him too, male and female. Like, I've gotten that from the beginning because you're just a likable person, just like myself. Mm-hmm. So, not everybody's going to be comfortable with that, and that's totally fine. But I've always said, even if we weren't married or, in any sort of a relationship, I still want to hang out with you. I still want to.
I'm a fun guy
with you.
Yeah,
and have fun.
But you know what's so funny? I think, and like, just for transparency, like I said, you know what? Next Monday we're gonna do another relationship. That's gonna be our shit. You know what I'm saying? I just thought about it.
I get to be on the show on a regular basis.
See, that's the shit I'm talking about. But no, but check this out. Malika and I have always said, like she said, if we weren't in a relationship, we would be friends. We have never forced our marriage to be here. I think we married each other at the right time, and I think that works for us. Like I always say, maybe if I was to, like my friends always laugh, most all my childhood friends, my tier ones, are married. And I had an instrumental part in it, right? I used to touch it, it turned to gold, or if I could mend it. I'm a great listener. I give good advice. That's what I do. Malika knows. People have called. What do you think? And that's just the dude that I am. And getting back to her, it was like, yo, I can't be with you if you're jealous.
Right. Because
I have more female friends than I have male friends. And I've told her that. She's respected it and accepted it. And like people have come to her and be like, yo, I give birthday shout outs all the time. Females that I've known. I've never disrespected her and put a female up there that I've slept with or dealt with. So it's just females that I know, right? Guys too, everybody. I know a lot of fucking people. That's what I'm saying. But we don't have to question each other on who's that, why is that, how come with that. If I got to do that, then something is being postured differently in how one is moving with the other. She has my phone, I have her phone. I don't want to look through her shit. I hope she don't want to look through mine. I say all that to say that's called trust. At this stage, at 50 some whatever years old, if I can't trust you, I don't need to be with you. Exactly. I'm not sleeping with the enemy, and I'm not sleeping with the suspicious one. You know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
If you're not rocking with me, if we trying to build, then boom. Malika and I, we've said in the beginning of the relationship, yo, there's nothing binding us here. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? The properties, the shit that we do. Listen, we can break it. We said we know how it goes down the middle. It is what it is. If we both walked away today, God forbid, we're better. We're definitely better. But we understand that it would have to be some take that, you take that. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that also the other thing, obviously we like each other, we love each other. People in relationships, for the most part, same boat. We also, have talks, and it's not about just the moment, right? It feels good to laugh and spend time and party and whatever. But it's also about, okay, what's next for us? Like, I never want Bill to feel bored in this relationship, and I definitely don't want to feel bored. So, I think we're trying. Obviously, the pandemic, stifled everyone, but we're making a concerted effort to spend quality time with our friends and extended family, which I'm so thankful for, but also spend time with each other. And, that's something that could easily fall to the wayside just because there's birthdays and this, there's always something, it seems like, going on, which is great. Love them. But we're also very conscious of sitting with each other and just having a talk. Right?
Absolutely.
And timing about that is everything. I wake up at the crack of dawn and I'm up and ready to go. Bill, on the other hand, who's retired, doesn't wake up as early as I am. So I had to be conscious of the timing of certain conversations that I needed or wanted to have with him, just to respect his time and not bombard him, before the sun comes up with, this conversation. So, living together and just having a thriving relationship and open communication, that's also a big part of it. I think that we both had to learn. Like, behind me, you can't see, but there's actually 3 computers behind me, and I have to work on every single one of them every single day, in addition to, everything else that's going on. So, I've always told Bill, feel free to come on in, because work is work, but I never want him, I don't know, I just don't want you to feel like you can never talk to me. But he seems, you respect it, right?
No, well, the one thing that I have to do with
meeting
Malika
for work, I got to pay attention. But if it's something that's, I don't know, I'll just give him a little signal to see if he needs me. So we've kind of worked out a way to communicate, because I could be on meetings all day and never talk to him, and I don't want it to be that way.
The one thing that I have to give my wife, Malika, is that we have learned and enjoy doing business together. Like, where no matter what conversation we have, we feed off each other. You know what I'm saying? If she could be talking about something and she'll say that, and I'll say the, and that person will be like, okay, well, excuse me. If she asks a question and he answers it, I'm right in his or her ass, and vice versa. When it comes to monitoring and managing our time, we move differently. Malika is like everything. I have to
one thing at a time.
Yes, and kind of like set them ducks up and then pins and knock them down. That's how I move. I'm very strategic. Malika's and she's a people pleaser, so I see her trying to do that sometimes, where I'm the opposite. I'm a people pleaser, as long as you don't interfere with my positive energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, Malika will stress herself to please somebody. I don't give.
The more gray hair I get, and the older I get.
But you know what I'm trying to say.
I know.
I'm trying to say, like, I'm saying those are the
right. Say it. Get it right. Get it right.
But no, but it's a compliment. It's not a diss.
No, I totally understand.
So I'll be like, yo, fall back on that. You know what I'm trying to say? Because like, if you don't stress yourself trying to make everything, you like she goes beyond or Call of Duty sometimes to please people, because that's what she is. And I look at people side eye when they don't do it back. I will get, she knows I'll get, if you know me, I'll get in your ass. You know what I'm saying? Male, female, cow, wolf. You know what I'm saying? I have no problems checking somebody, because the worst thing, if you can't kick my ass, ain't shit you gonna say to me. And I mean that, and especially with her and her mother, I protect them to the utmost. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So, and she buffers for me too. Like if she'll see something, she'll be like, yo, like I had to learn when if she said something about somebody, like, yo, okay, you seeing a third eye, you got your third eye on, but is this about a female or is this about what you see? You know what I'm trying to say? And I had to check myself and let her have a third eye. Because my thing is I'm that lion sitting up on the top of the hill. I'm watching everything and how things are moving and people posture around ourselves. So the moral of my story is saying all that is that we have each other's back. And that being said, we have each other's back.
Yeah.
I mean, like, marriage is a business. It's a business that you want to be in or you don't want to be in. You know, I think it's great that we married at the age we did because we wanted to be here. Like I didn't get with Malika and Malika didn't get with me because we were afraid of dying old. Look, I'm dying old. No, you know, I'm saying all that to say, like, listen, both of us are financially secure where our health plan would have made sure somebody came and took care of us for 2 hours, right? You know what I'm saying? 2 hours. But the thing is, we want to be with each other. We still want to be vibrant. We still want to be lively. You know what I'm saying? Like some of you guys out there that you still moving and grooving and you want to be with each other. That's key. Like I tell her all the time, if I wasn't married to her, I don't think I would be alive. Due to the pandemic, I still probably, the OB, would still probably try to touch them streets. COVID, all that shit out there. I'm still trying to be out there. I tell her all the time. Now, I'm no fool, but with, you know, compromising conditions due to certain health things, I would have been putting myself at risk, right? So I tell her all the time, like she kept me in the house against my will sometimes. When I say against my will, I was like, yo, like Malika.
Well, I didn't have to handcuff you to the
thing, but like
I would have if I had.
Malika's more like, oh no. And I'm like, oh, come on, it ain't that serious. So that's what I'm saying when against my will. And this is what I'm trying to say, Kia, going back to your question, when you talk about compromising, what some of you other have said, and I'll read some of the comments and questions, is that when you care about somebody, you kind of be a little selfless. You know what I'm saying? You'd be like, yo, I don't want to upset them, he or she. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the problem. Let me just read some comments. This is Real Talk Chronicles. That's Malika Foster. I'm Bill Foster. This is Real Talk. You know, it's sponsored by Melba, sponsored by Leon's Hot Chocolate, the Daily Arts of Survival magazine. They just had something recently. I missed it because we had something to do. Nathan and Jacob, they're doing their things. I am in one of their magazines. It's #1 magazine on Amazon. And support.
I need to learn some martial arts moves.
Here we go with that.
How beautiful was that, right? I'm embarrassed. I shouldn't have done that.
Yep, exactly.
See how you skip up? No, I'm gonna have to find a new instructor.
Anyway.
Wait, Eddie Vieira.
Can you read it? Go ahead.
Yeah, I can see it. He said Malika will definitely never be bored with Bill. She might actually need a break and want to stay home. I love you guys so much. We love you too, Eddie. That's so crazy that you said that because in the beginning, you know, I'm always Philly, New York, but back and forth. And there were times while I was teaching in Philly on Saturday mornings. So Friday night, Bill and I may hang out, probably would. Saturday morning, get up early, drive to Philly, teach my class, go to the art gallery, work with my mom through the afternoon, drive back to New York, run to my apartment, eat, shower, change, whatever. And if I had a date with this one, here we go. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Would I do all that right now? No, but I did that, early on for however many months I did it. And then I started realizing, I don't have to attend every single event. So what I because I had to have a little talk with myself. Yeah, he did. I couldn't keep up with that pace.
I do it to a certain degree, but yeah.
Right. It was just too much. So, yes.
No, I'm looking at the time. I was looking at the time.
So basically, I the way I judged it for myself was if Bill asked me to, or specifically said, Malika, I want you to go, then I would go. But if he was just telling me about something, then I was okay, have fun. I'll see you next time. I'll see you later. See you tomorrow. Have a good time. Yeah. I had to do that because I couldn't keep up with that pace. You're like the Energizer Bunny. What's up with you?
Yeah, listen.
No, seriously, what's up with you? Look, we really want to know. How do you keep going at that pace?
My kryptonite. Well, my like Superman. My source of energy is people. So. Like Malika and I, we had a discussion one time. She was like, "Yo, you come home and you drained. You on E. I want to talk to you about something, and you ain't got shit to say. Out in the street, hey, right?" And I was just like, "Yeah, it's like the people, I feed off it. Like a friend of ours, we was with this weekend, and I'll leave his name out, but it was so funny. He was telling Malika." He said, "Yo, I couldn't keep up with you." You know what I'm saying?
His legs were hurting.
He was like, "Yo," he's like, "My legs are hurting." The way you was moving and socializing and interacting with people. And I said, "Yeah," because I said, I get to talking and people want to talk and converse with me, and I feel so blessed. I do not take that for a cockiness. Let me tell you something. How beautiful is it that people want to talk to you? People take that for granted. People got a lot of shit with them. Be blessed, people. Be glad when somebody cares about you and talks to you. You know what's so funny? Mostly anybody that I speak to on the phone or that I know, I try to tell them when we get off, I love you, because tomorrow is not promised. Mm-hmm. And I try to tell anybody that has long time tenure with me or short tenure, like I try to talk to you. I always say, let's try to talk once a month. And I take ownership of that. But life consumes us and we're so busy. Yeah. And we can't text and talk to people like we want to. It's not a bad situation. It's just the fact that, listen, I can't do it. But I really mean it. I appreciate you all. I say it all the time that, positivity, positive vibes is a good thing. I said, foster the moment. And
I love that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, shout out to I forgot the young lady that told me to switch it around from positive vibes to force of the moment, from force of the moment to positive vibes. Excuse me for forgetting which one of you told me that.
Why can't you do both?
No, I can, but I just said she just told me to do that.
So Debbie, hey Debbie, how are you?
Deb Wash in the building. What up, sis?
No, I'm talking about Debbie Jackson, but hi,
hey Debbie.
So we got a couple of Debs on here.
Okay.
So she wanted to know, do we schedule our date nights? Sometimes. So between the two of us, I'm more so the planner. Bill, surprise, is more spur of the moment or.
Listen, I've never had a schedule in my life until I got with Malika and shit.
If I showed you the next time I see, I'm going to show you my calendar. So I keep my stuff, Bill's stuff, and my mom's stuff all.
That's Debbie Jackson.
Yes.
Shout out to the legend Debbie Jackson in the building.
WBLS,
formerly WBS, but her own entity and her own.
And Miss Deb Wash, I know you're here too.
Yeah, exactly. We got you.
Debs here.
But shout out to the legend Deb Wash, Deb and Deb Jackson.
Yeah, but I so think it's so important just to have that one-on-one time. We had gotten, I don't want to say caught up, but there was like an extended period where we hadn't had our own little time. Like, can we just take a walk without, being on the phone with somebody else just for a half an hour, please? So I think I call that out.
Yeah, but listen. Let me tell y'all something. Let me get close to this shit. Malika be like, "Yo, we supposed to be spending time. Get off your phone." And as soon as she say that shit, she'd be pop, 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 pop. But see, that's when you get selfless and you be like, "Go ahead. You don't say anything."
I'm gonna have to start giving Bill neck massages. Yeah, he's always like this. Look at that.
Yeah, we all are. But you know what's so funny? This is the difference. in our businesses now. Of course, yeah, I'm retired. But the thing is, real talk. So many of you send me articles and things that I have to read, or you're calling and you're asking me. And like I said, I say that with so much humility. I appreciate the fact that you think enough of me to ask me my advice, because that's the biggest compliment you can give me is asking me what's my opinion of something. And that is my business. You know what I'm saying? Talking and conversing, or maybe speaking at colleges via communication. Or before the pandemic, I was all over the city. Chris, and shout out to Christina. She started me. She asked me to come to her school and for career day.
I like when you did that.
And somebody heard me from that point, and boom, 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 boom. And next thing you know, I'm speaking at schools once a week and every other day, or I mean once a month. And then it then took me all up and down the East Coast. So I respect that. You know, haters don't invite you, or ask you to do that. And that's all right. I'm so used to people hating on me. It's like a battery. Once you hate on me, let me give you something. I charge up and I said, let me give you some more shit to hate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A la today. You know what I'm saying? But that's a whole nother topic.
Yeah.
But I move for her and she moves for me. And like I said, if you try to come in between that, then I'll see you soon.
Shame on them. Right?
Yeah. What did Eddie say? I don't have my glasses. Malika.
I read that.
No, you didn't read the second one.
Oh, it's another one.
That's
okay.
It's out.
So Malika, I've known Bill for many, many years, as you know. He's always been true to his word, true to his advice, true to being fair, and the best listener ever.
Let me tell you something. Shout out to my brother Eddie Vieira. He's a tier one.
Yeah.
And for those that don't know what I mean, tier one, you know, we talk union stuff. We all have levels of friendships. What you categorize them is whom you are. I call them my tier ones because this is this man right here that's known me. We were kids, babies. You know what I'm saying? His family taught me so much about my Latin culture and my Latin family and what it was to be Latin in America, as I've shared my African American experience with them with no ambitions or hidden agendas. And his mother, I always tell a story, is that when I went to their house, they taught me I would never go to a Latin woman's house if you're not going to eat her food. And I went to his house and his mother was like, yo, Billy, you want something to eat? And I was like, nah. Unbeknown to me, why'd I come around dinner time? Worst shit I ever did. And so she was like, what? And then she started speaking Spanish to his brother. So then he says to me, he's like, what, you don't like Spanish food? And I was like, nah, what are you talking about, B? I just finished eating in my own house. You know what I'm saying? At 7 o'clock, 6:30, whatever that time, that window is dinner time. So he said something back to his mother in Spanish. And she looked at me and she said, okay. No. And then she said something else. I said, yo, I was like, yo, Mom. She was tight with me. She said, yo, B, you ain't eat. I said, oh, shit. I'll never do that again. You know what I'm saying? Back then, Black people didn't want you to come to their house. They'd be like, oh, we got to get them serving to somebody. So all my Latin friends, they know our tier ones. So Eddie's a tier one. Eddie's a tier one. It doesn't mean I love him I don't love any of you tier 4s or 5s less than I love my tier 1s, but my tier 1s are the people that know the B from the beginning.
So speaking of food, I did something I have never done before in the early stages of or at any point in a relationship because it wasn't that deep for me. But with Bill, I was curious to know what types of foods does he eat, doesn't he eat? And I keep lists often. So I started a Bill list. He knows about this. I titled it Bill, and I started to write down, I think it was the foods that he didn't eat. I think that's what it was, or did, whatever it was.
Let me just interject real quick. Everybody, if you really know me, and it's so funny, Lisa Ray is on here, Angel Ray. We got a story. Anybody knows I got palates of a 2-year-old.
Basically, that's what I'm trying to say.
I do not listen. That's the only way you can ever kill me is because I'm going to eat specifically certain things.
It was crazy.
Hold on, but this is so funny. No, let me just say this. Lisa, Angel Ray, and I one day got into an argument one time. She was like, "Yo, if you in Queens, whatever, come by, whatever. I'm gonna cook this, I'm gonna cook that." And she was like, "I got some onions, sauteed shit, whatever." I said, "Yo, Lisa, I don't eat that." She was like, "What? Knock it off. You gonna eat some onions?" I was like, "Lisa, I ain't eat shit in your house."
No,
so go ahead.
No, I forgot what I was gonna say now.
No, you didn't forget. Think about it. Think. Oh, sorry.
But basically, I deleted it because it was pointless. Like, you eat 5 things like chicken, mozzarella stick, calamari. I was like, okay, this dude needs some kale in his life, right? He needs
her mother and her, they get on me with the kale shit.
Hilarious.
I don't eat kale. I don't like it. I don't like the way it smells. I'm not fucking with it.
Kale likes my kale. I'm gonna make
your kale is awesome, baby.
I get a lot of requests for my kale. It's a special recipe.
Yeah, she got the whole shit in the caboodle. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, you have to try it, Bill.
I don't eat onions. If you put some onions in your food,
I've
heard this shit for 57 years and 2 minutes. I've heard, you don't like onions? Wait till you try my food. I chop it up. Listen, I smell onions like a dog smell danger. You know what I'm saying? Listen, we bought some food. It was like a Philly steak roll. I forgot where we bought it from.
A cheesesteak egg roll.
Yeah. And I bit into it. Malika tell you, I threw that shit out. She lucky. I mean, it wasn't her fault, but I was inclined to go back to the location and give them the Linda Blair, the Exorcist, blah 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 blah, and throw that shit up in their face. Nobody told you to put no onions in no damn.
Wait,
steak.
Rich said that Brenda has him eating kale. See, thank you, Rich. Thank you.
I don't care. Shout out to Richard Williams in the building. He'll be with me Wednesday. Shout out to Kevin and Chuck. We'll be here Wednesday chopping up some law enforcement shit, some crime, because crime is out of control. So shout out to my Wednesday crew, my brothers. I love you. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to everybody watching Real Talk Chronicles. This is what it is.
Bill Rich said that kale makes your hair grow.
Ain't nothing happening here. It's baseball cap city, baby.
Oh,
that's what it is.
On, dude. Shout
out to everybody chiming in. Melba Wilson, Leon Elliott. Sean, what's up, baby? You saw the picture I put up of us? Yo, shout out to the HBCU school. Yo, listen, Malika had never been to that tailgate. I missed that shit. You need to clear a few things up, Bill, about that, because our plan was to go out to MetLife Stadium and then, split the day and go to Row House. Yes, my event, Row House, right, with assorted flavors. Yes, I was supposed to go there, but I say all that to say that this is where we get to the selfless thing again. My baby, I asked my partners. I asked my partners to hold me down because my wife had never been to the tailgating, the MetLife situation. Kia, you and Antoine have to go next year. So what did I do? We went. We teamed up with my peoples. And we went. Now, let it be known, I knew I was going to have a good time too. But she had never been. So I wanted her to enjoy that shit. And listen. And boy, did I. This is what we talk about, how when two people are aligned. We have a friend named Clay. Like, we always call him, I say he does too much, right? But sometimes if too much goes right, he's a picture of what too much goes right. It went perfectly. That's who he is. He does it. Malika is Clay 2.0. So but if someone stifled my creativity. Malika, I had to ask. Oh my God! All I wanted to do was take one folding table, just this cute folding table. Oh, yo, we had the friendliest banter with that shit. Oh, yo, like, my goodness. Amazon, thank you. They got the table to me real quick. It's like, Bill, it's just a small table. It folds in half. It'll fit in the trunk. Oh, you're doing too much. You're Clay 2.0. I just kept hearing the night before, I'm Clay 2.0. No, because, this shit started moving me different, yo. Yes. I'm like, yo, I don't want to do that. Stop. I'm used to pulling up on other people's shit.
Folding table. That's all I wanted.
Yeah, well, I had to realign the whole. Shout out to my brother Rashid in the building. My brother, my dude.
So my table made it. Thank goodness. Clay pulls up. What does he have? An entire living room, like an it was.
This dude pulled out a TV,
outdoor living room set, a tent, fake grass, an umbrella, a television, a grill. Oh wait, the couch, the chairs, the footrest.
The fake grass is what it was for me. Like, so you mean I could take my shoes off and shit right now?
Wait, Clay has all this, and I can't even bring one folding table.
Yo, and let me tell you something. This is when I try to say it was different. And sometimes when you start getting into a little banter with your loved ones, be humble. And I've really learned that from the martial arts and stuff like that. My mother and father have always told me to walk easy. You know what I'm saying? Let your presence speak for you. Don't try to come in and tell them how Buffalo goes. Hi, I'm here, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? That ain't gonna work. Let your people want to see you. And I say all that to say, so when we got there, I have never been a part of a setup crew. Like I've never been that get up at 7. Oh my God.
I was up at
wait a minute. If you know anything about the Fosters, we always late for everything.
I'm trying to work on that for us. I really am. I was up at 5:15.
We used to argue because I used to get ripped. I used to get ripped by people that knew me, and they wouldn't say anything to Malika. They'd be like, "Oh, you're late again." And I look at Malika, and she wouldn't speak up. She let me take them bullets. I'd be like, "Oh shit,
take it,
yo." But so I'm saying, Malika's like, "Yo, listen, we're gonna be part of the setup crew. We doing this," and I was like, "Yo,
we got to get a good spot, the whole thing."
Yo, Ed, hey Naomi, how are you, sis? Yo, anybody that really knows me, I come when the party's already lit. I don't come and set it up and wait for it to pop. You know, I'm not the popper. I'm the validator. Yo, so Malika has me up at 5:30 in the morning. Oh my God.
Yeah.
We out there setting up in line, waiting for them to open up the gates.
Well, we got
I've never experienced no shit like that in my life. So we get there, we angling cars. She's like, "Yo, angle the car this way." I'm like, "Yo, wait a minute, you giving me directions?
No,
you ain't never
like you didn't know what the word angle meant."
Yeah, I didn't.
Whoa.
Yo, listen, I didn't understand. When the shit came to fruition, I had to come to her and say, "Yo," and this is what I'm trying to say. Sometimes you got to be humble and keep it real. I came to her. I said, "Yo, sweetie, thanks. Yo, like the shit was right. Like you did the right thing. You got me
I
up."
had my pasta salads. We had croissants for breakfast.
I ain't eat all that because they didn't have no butter.
We had our mimosas. Right? It was good. It was good. Rich said Brenda does the same shit.
Yo, it be extra with me and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It was good. I appreciated that. Thank you.
Yo, right? Ed said, he said, "Yo, shout out to the YouTube people." Ed said, "Yo," he said, "I remember, brother." He said, "My mom was offended. I love you, brother. You're gonna make me cry." Nah, don't cry, brother. We're gonna cry together because let me tell you something. If you want to know anything about my father, that man Eddie Vieira will tell you everything about my father. He breaks me down, and he makes me about want to cry because he'll tell me everything about the white room in the house where nobody could go in the house. In the house, you walk in my house, you go in that white room, you're gonna get you an ass whipping, no matter who. That's what it was. Nobody touched that white room. It'd just be like, I think I only been in there.
White room.
I think I'll show you a picture of it. I think the only time I went in that shit is Christmas and New Year's. You know what I'm saying? So Christmas, because that's where the toys was, man. So I was able to go to sleep night before. Tonight. Absolutely, Kia. Absolutely. One day we're gonna bring you on and let you chop it up and answer some questions.
Right, heard that. Yep.
I love that about her, fam, because I'm not setting up shit. You right, Rich. I don't play all that setting up shit. I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Jay Boogie? JB in the building. Bill, you are the late one. Absolutely. James and I work together. That was one of my partners at work. He knows that shit. So the moral of the story, I don't know what to tell some of you that have been married since you was 2. You know what I'm saying? And now y'all 102. and you wonder why y'all got problems. I can't. You have to love yourself, and you got to love the person you with. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, Malika and I, you know, we were together, and I think it's so dope that she was from Philly and I was from New York. Because if she probably was from New York, she probably wouldn't fuck with me. Excuse my French. She wouldn't mess with me, and I don't know. I'm assuming I would still mess with her. I don't know, right? But you know what? We move differently, and you know, if you really know me, you know how I move. I'm a positive dude. Um, Leave me alone. But I'm a positive dude, and listen. I wish ill will of no one, and that's why I can honestly say, from a spiritual standpoint, that we're blessed, because I wish you all well. If you do something that I like, that motivates me to eclipse it or be equivalent to you. It doesn't make me hate you. Stop hating. Some people don't hate the people that they're in a relationship. You have a battle. Malika and I don't have a battle. Only battle is like, like we play. We literally play.
I know we're going to have a battle soon if we don't end this, because my stomach is growling. I've worked on it.
Oh,
look at my stomach.
You don't want that little rascal.
We're about to battle it out in a second. Look, this water is only going for so far. The smart water is not working.
Yeah, you don't want that little fucking stomach to start growling.
I should have a battle for sure.
Yo, so you know what's so funny? We're gonna be here Wednesday with Rich Williams in the building, Kevin Branzetti, who knows where he's at, and Chuck Riches. We're gonna chop it up, and then next Monday, Malika and I are gonna come back, and we're gonna talk some more relationship with just us. You know what I'm saying?
It'd be nice if other people joined it. I mean, that's great. I'm so thankful for people writing in. It's good. But if somebody else wants to come on screen with us, that would be good too, right?
Shout out to Nathan Ingram. Nathan,
right?
That would be good, right? Shout out. Nathan Ingram's in the building. Daily Art of Survival magazine, one of the sponsors of Real Talk. He just had a beautiful event. I'm sorry I wasn't there because Malika and I had other obligations, but I'm going to be there for that black tie joint because I look good in the suit, brother man. And if you need me, just let me know. You know what I'm saying? Because let me tell you something. This is my guy right here. We go way back in the late 80s, from the music industry, the promotional, the nightlife clubs. And unbeknown to me, he was a martial artist. And unbeknown to him, I was a martial artist. And then we come full circle and we found out that we're both martial artists. Him, master instructor. Me, I'm just a regular sensei. But I'm still, I held court when I was in the street. And he sure did too. He's probably the first black man that ever taught in Chinatown. So I got to give my brother his props, and I respect him, and he loves me, and I love him, and we work together, and I support him, and he supports me, and that's why mutual respect and love. So he has something, like you said, coming up, I think, is it November 5th, and his son does Ingram Taxes. His son and I, we chop it up. Nathan and I chop it up. He says, love this show. Sorry I had to been on. That's all, man. We had a little vacation. Miss you guys. Amazing show. Absolutely, Nathan. Vanessa said, haha, I know about that stomach growling, Malika. Girl, go eat. Yeah, you know what it is. You got to feed your wives. Fellas, see, people always say, oh, to a man's heart is through his stomach. Don't touch me after I eat. I need to go I get the itis. I want to go to sleep. Christina said, I miss you guys all summer. What's coming soon? I need to get out. Absolutely.
Christina, tell her about October 15th, Bill.
Oh, if y'all already know, Real Talk. Like I said, I do the Row House the third Saturday of the month for the Sorted Flavors. My people, Arlie, Drew, and Ted. Off the chain. Grown folks, mature brunch. We're celebrating Malika's birthday. Next day. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I can't wait for that. October 15th. So join us, Christina.
Yeah. Dana, what's up? Dana said, love this. I had to stop what I was doing to pay attention completely. Thank you for relationship nuggets. Absolutely. That's what we're going to do. J Lo was in the building. My sister she said, bon appetit. Yeah, exactly. She gonna bon appetit. Exactly. Shout out to everybody. Rochelle, Rich, Kia, thank you. Vanetta, thank you, Vanetta, my sister Vanetta. Shout out to all of you, D Wash, Angel Ray, everybody, my brother Tracy Morton.
And thank you. Is it Noemi or
Naomi?
No,
Naomi. I'm a call. Well, you say it.
I want to say it correctly.
I'll twist this shit up. I'll say Noemi.
Noemi.
Noemi. Well, that's our sister. Yeah,
but thank you. Yes. So loving the art on the wall. That's one of my mom's paintings. So thank you very much.
Shout out to the artist. Diane. Malika, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Listen. Real talk. See you Wednesday. We back. Like I said, we took a couple of weeks off, a little vacation. Everybody needs to regroup and take care of health and other stuff. Thank you for all that came out to Row House Saturday. Yeah. Thanks for all that partied with us at the tailgating MetLife.
Excuse me. It is Noemi. It is Noemi. I like that. I have to say her name correctly. Noemi. That's your friend. Say her name correctly.
Noemi. I said it. Noemi, what's going on? How are you doing? How's moms? I hope all is well. We haven't spoken in a minute. Text me. Let me know what's going on. Everybody. Shout out to everybody.
Hey, Lynn, let's.
Lynn in the building. What's the deal? Uh-huh. That's it. Okay. We're getting out of here because, well, you know, she's from Philly, so Philly playing tonight, so she may try to watch the game, whatever. I got to see if the Yankees is playing. For those that know, you know, we'll see you soon. For you those that don't know, I won't see you soon.
Oh, Jesus. Bye.
Wait a minute. Vanetta said, peace and blessings, everyone. Fosters. Wait, let me read it.
I'm here.
The Fosters love you. The Fosters love you and will make it to be the Wednesday show. One of these days, Bible study and clients keep me busy. Okay, get that love in, girl. Go ahead, get your Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Lynn, that's you two are funny and sexy and beautiful together. Thank you.
Thank you, Lynn.
LaShawan Weathers, my sister, is good night, guys. Thank you. Tell my boy I said what's up. Great show and good night. As they say, good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Hey, right there. We do it together. Bye.
Bye. Do it together.
Come on, get off me. Good night.
Good night, everybody.